United States. The greatest news in American history, the Declaration of Independence, 1776 sparkles. Writing hand introduction. In the long and fascinating history of the United States of America, countless events shaped the nation we know today. Yet, among all these defining moments, July 4, 1776, stands as the most important milestone. On this day, 13 colonies, once under British rule, declared their independence and laid the foundation for what would become one of the most powerful nations on earth. The Declaration of Independence, drafted primarily by Thomas Jefferson, was not merely a document of separation from Britain, it was a revolutionary statement that transformed political thought across the world. It boldly asserted that liberty, equality, and the pursuit of happiness were the birthrights of all human beings. This event was not just the birth of America, it was the beginning of a global movement that inspired revolutions and struggles for freedom in countless other countries. Crossed swords background, British colonies and growing tensions. By the mid-18th century, Britain controlled 13 colonies along the eastern seaboard of North America. These colonies included Virginia, Massachusetts, New York, Pennsylvania, Georgia, and others. While these territories prospered economically through agriculture, trade, and industry, politically they were tightly bound under British rule. The root of the problem lay in taxation and representation. The British government imposed heavy taxes on the colonies without allowing them representation in the British Parliament. Laws such as the Stamp Act of 1765 and the Tea Act of 1773 forced colonists to pay unfair duties. The colonists' slogan soon became backhand index pointing right, no taxation without representation. This deep resentment grew into full-fledged political unrest, creating fertile ground for rebellion. Teacup without handle. The Boston Tea Party, a spark of rebellion. On December 16, 1773, an event took place that electrified the colonies, the Boston Tea Party. Angry American patriots, disguised as Native Americans, boarded British ships and dumped 342 chests of tea into Boston Harbor. This was a direct protest against unfair British taxation and monopoly control over tea trade. The British government responded harshly, introducing what became known as the Intolerable Acts, imposing strict measures on Boston and Massachusetts. Instead of subduing the colonists, these acts fueled greater anger and determination for independence. Classical building. Continental Congress and the road to independence. In 1774, colonial leaders gathered for the First Continental Congress in Philadelphia to coordinate resistance. A year later, after violent clashes had already erupted, the Second Continental Congress convened. By this time it had become clear to many leaders that reform or compromise with Britain was impossible. The only solution was full independence. In April 1775, the battles of Lexington and Concord marked the official beginning of Th.